When you started playing D&D and devils came up, you probably thought, what? There is only one devil and his name is Lucifer, the angel of betrayal. Well, in D&D there's actually a lot of them, and they're not the same as demons, which is not confusing in any way. They come from a world known as Bator, or Bator. Imagine a short stack of 9 Pringles, each one festering with bureaucratic evil. We also call them the 9 Hells. I actually have to start at the bottom of the Pringle can to explain what this confusing mess is. Let me introduce you to Asmodeus, ranked number 1 in the smartest motherfuckers in all the Outer Planes, by the Daily Sigil. But the dude is literally trapped in a prison, half by his own design and half by the most annoying war ever. Here's a quick 2-part history lesson. First is Satan's lawsuit. Some time ago, angels called Asmodeus a big stinky meanie. This made Asmodeus mad because he didn't think of himself as a meanie. So they both ran inside and told dad on each other. Father Primus, who was already halfway through watching his football game, decided to listen. Primus listened to both of them because the halftime show was less than subpar, but eventually the fight just turned into screaming. So he told the angels to go outside and gave Asmodeus a wooden stick. With this stick, you and your friends can't be mean unless there's a lawyer present and a contract involved, or else the stick will beat the shit out of every single one of you. So that's the devil's deal now. Part 2 is called the Blood War. If you watch the demon video, you know that demons are just a bunch of chaotic murderers who take orders from no one. As a cosmic prank by the over-deity, the only way to visit other planes is to walk on the devil's front lawn first. There's only one way into the abyss, and it's tied by a rope to the 9 Hells. Sort of like a very evil duplex. When evil lawbreakers meet evil lawmakers, you get an ocean of blood and a million-year-long war. And that's the shit that Asmodeus gets to deal with. So his little home in Nessus is tucked at the bottom of the other Pringles, where he sits and does nothing while the other devils work for him. Honestly, this is a smart choice considering all things. Just above him, we have Mephistopheles, the science bee's knees. This dude is just a scientific librarian who refuses to turn on the heater. His Pringle, Cania, is cold as shit and will kill you if you don't bring a Snuggie. As I said before, devils deal in contracts, and each archdevil writes different ones. Mephistopheles finds all the people who won Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader and offers them an amazing job at his college, and powers that come with that job. Then he has them work in cold libraries till they die. Honestly, each Lord of Hell is defined by their interests and contracts. They're all cunning pricks who hide a portion of the truth to promote their contracts. And arguably Beelzebub is the best at hiding the truth, which is funny because he's famous for having completely botched overthrowing Asmodeus. After eons of planning and one bad move, his whole perfect plot was destroyed by a wave of demons. So Asmodeus turned him into a slug for several millennia because it's a funny prank. Now Beelzebub offers deals that all turn out like the first half of Princess and the Frog, where the guy loses his money and then agrees to listen to one of Disney's coolest songs before being turned into a turtle. One layer up gives us the weirdest devil lord in my opinion, Glacia, who is Asmodeus' daughter. One day, Asmodeus just stepped outside and said, I have a daughter. She's gonna go wherever and do whatever she wants now. And then he went back inside. Glacia went up and down the layers, just fucking started a mafia in hell, and took over the shittiest of all the hells. Malbolg is literally just a big-ass slope with infinite boulders that roll down it forever, and is also a prison. The Devil Queen of Crime does a very strange thing with her contracts. She writes them for mortals. As an example, if someone wanted to sue Nintendo and somehow win, they can sell their soul to Glacia and legally get rich. Seems pretty back-asswards, but it's sort of a punishment for her rebellion. Then we have Levistus, another guy who is half lord, half prisoner. I realized this actually. Every devil is a prisoner. They have varying authority over hell itself, but everybody's trapped. I'll reiterate later. Anyway, imagine the devil from Dante's Inferno. Big red dude trapped in ice by God. Now imagine that there are like 40 of the devil, and one devil trapped the other devil in ice instead. That's Levistus, except nobody has any idea what he did to Asmodeus to get trapped. Probably tried to overthrow him. I don't know, just a guess. In the same layer is a snake dude named Geryon, who for some dumbass reason wants to rule the place by killing Levistus. But because Asmodeus is the king of funny pranks, the ice makes Levistus invincible. So Big Frozen Guy offers contracts to people who are about to die, and makes them not die till later. Closer to the top we have two of my favorite devil lords, the left and right brain of hell. Fierna, or Fierna, I honestly don't know because there's no guide to her pronunciation, is the sexiest silver tongue in all the seven seas. And Belial is the brain of Batman. Their relationship is described as a paradox, but it makes a lot more sense if you see them as the two main voices inside your head. They hate each other, argue all the time, but are both necessary to make you who you are. Belial takes care of running the vitals in their lair and doesn't give an airborne fuck about the contracts. He runs a court and has the final say on all civil disputes, which is boring. Fierna runs a show that is basically Carnival 9 First Impression Part 2. She offers contracts to people who can't do words good, and hands out glib tongues like candy. Sitting on a pile of gold the size of your mom is Mammon, the devil lord of wealth. This dude just owns everything, and doles out pocket change temporarily to poor people. Then, when they die, he gets his money back. A perfect system, really. Ebenezer Scrooge looks like Goodwill compared to Mammon. However, because Mammon has spent 5 gold in his entire life, his plane is an unattended shithole. I guess it's kind of ironic. So choke down some beans and double jump up to the layer of Dis, home of the biggest nuclear bomb cache in all of the universe. The Lord of Dis is Dispater, the Dungeon Master's Guide of Hell. He knows everything about everything, and trades info for info. If you can't find the right DIY tutorial on YouTube, toss your soul his way and you'll be a professional rabbit farmer. Or whatever it is you wanted to know. Last and least is Ariel, a fallen angel who lives exclusively to kill demons. She's basically Doomguy. This layer works out best for her, because all of the abyss spills onto her doorstep every minute of every day until the end of time. Because she spends more time fighting than a koala does sleeping, she's not big on contracts. As a Lord S, her servants work for her. Little devils run around and teach people kung fu, so that when they die, they can use that kung fu on demons. I guess that's an important detail. The final clause of every contract is once you're dead, you become a devil and get right back to work. Lesser devils can get promotions, and an Employee of the Month plaque works like a firestone that evolves the devil. So as I said before, they're all kind of prisoners. Weak devils are contractually obligated to fight forever. Strong devils have to constantly deal with mortals, or Asmodeus will whoop their ass. Each devil lord is restricted by some punishment Asmodeus handed to them, and Asmodeus himself is trapped by a magic stick, and every other devil trying to take his job. Hell sucks, don't go there, and don't deal with devils. That's basically Devils.